in double wow from the normal ghee. But thing is that here they're claiming that it is free from lactose. Now my question is that if you are free from lactose, because ghee is 99.95% totally fat, so where there is lactose, it is already free. Anyone know? But these types of claim directly mislead the consumer who don't know anything about these types of foods. So these are one type of food fraud. Now, when we are talking about adulteration, we know that there are three types of adulteration totally. One is unintentional adulteration, means any type of contamination, that's a residues or dioxins. There are different types of pesticides. These are the unintentional residues that comes in the milk because due to post-harvest technology. Another intentional adulteration, like that, it will be from the economical motivation for the adulteration. If you want to gain more money. And another is microbiological unhygienic practice. And you know that just 15 days back there are lots of controversy in regarding the Amul dahi, that these types of dahi that is infected, that the claim has given some Trustify YouTube channel. They have given shown that Amul ghee is high microbially, high E. coli present, high level of E. coli present, so it is not suitable for consumption. So these types of microbiological unhygienic practice also comes under the you can say under the umbrella of adulteration. Now, when we are talking about adulteration, what is this? When you are deliberately adding something, or it might be, it is directly affects your health or not, or you are substituting something, like you are adding some starch in the milk, and you are adding, that you are skimming the milk and you are substituting the fat. So these are types of adulteration, though it does not directly harm to your body. Another thing, that when you are adding injurious substance, like few days back there are lots of FSSI claim that those types of adulterated thing, like chana or this nuts, all these things, they are adding those types of coloring materials that are directly carcinogenic. So these types of things, or these types of addition directly affects your body or your health. So these are a big issue for our country. Now, if we consider all over the world, that we found that actually milk, oil, milk, ghee, honey, cereals, spice, and herbs, these are the most adulterated substances in all over the world. If we find that milk is, after olive oil, milk is that thing that are directly adulterated in the second number. And it is not only in India, but total Southeastern this Asia, these types of adulteration occurs. Now, why these milk always under the target for different type of adulteration? That fat that present in milk, it has a high, a versatile compound. From 3.5 to 6%, the fat can be presented, and it present in the emulsion form. So if anyone adding oil in the ghee or any types of lard, after Tirupati Laddu scam, this lard is a predominant issue. So if you are adding these things in the emulsion form, it is very tough to detect which is milk fat, which is adulterated lard. Another, that casein that present in the colloidal form, lactose that is present in the true solution. So anyone is using lactose or any sugar solution in milk, so it is very tough to detect. So different types of minerals in the you can say that in the either in true solution or colloidal form. Now, uh, therefore, this heterogeneous behavior of milk or different types of component that's present in milk, so it is very hard, it is very tough to detect, because but every time within the simple modification you can able to add different type of adulteration, and it is very hard to detect. Therefore, oh, milk is always a soft target for adulteration. So why this adulteration? It's very common, all over the world, that gap when the gap between supply and demand is more, especially when it is in the summer season, when the milk quality degraded, or the production decrease. There, that time, these types of adulteration are predominant. We have already talked that the heterogeneous mixture of milk, it is not a, it is a very complex biochemical mixture. Also, lack of strong and efficient legislation, that most of the cases I have not seen through my all career, that any person after consuming types of adulterated milk diet or any type of reports. I think few days back, within I think 2 months back, there is only a not a very reputed newspaper found that after consuming in UP, after consuming some adulterated dahi or adulterated food, one children have died. So most of the cases, the lack of strong and efficient legislation. Also, main main problem is that still we people believe, Indian people believe, we are going for a buy any type of mobile. We have most of the cases, there are lots of research, but still in the food items we believe in the less expensive food. Therefore, in dairy sector, most of the cases the unorganized sector is predominant, organized sector is lagging. So there are also a big reason for these types of adulteries. Also, lack of efficient and rapid methods. There are lots of things, there are lots of methods we are claiming, we are going for researching, but that is transferred into technology and adapted by FSSI. It's very less. So I have already told you that adulteration is not a problem in India. It is all over the world, the face of adulteration. But the types of adulterant is usually changed from one region to another region. If we find that India, there are lots of cases of adulteration has been like urea, adulterants like urea, like starch, like detergent, like foreign fats. Also, interspecies adulteration, claiming some goat milk, but they are selling some buffalo or cow milk. Also, if you find in China, China is a very, big country, but this melamine, the first case, or you can say this is the most latest, that after consuming the melamine adulterated food, lots of we don't know how many children died. Also, urea, starch, foreign fats, these are predominant. If we go for this USA, that there are the types of adulteration that change, the total picture change, and there are most of the cases the contaminants and also the antibiotics are predominant. If we found that Bangladesh, it is similar to India, like urea, starch, detergent, this type foreign fat, these types of adulteration used. Now, uh, this is a very popular story on FSSI, that in 2011 that FSSI claimed that 68% of the milk they are not able to meet the standard that were given by FSSI. Now, thing is that when these types of claim, the 68%, that it is not means that it's adulterated, but there are other types of reason can be happen or occurs. Now, if we found in few some area of adulterism. These are newspaper. They're claiming that Delhi NCR, that watch out, that glass of milk not be safe. That most of the cases that in Delhi NCR, these types of adulterated milk are predominant. Even in Mumbai, that people are claiming that these types of adulterated milk. Even in Delhi, they are claiming that 70% of the milk in Delhi country is adulterated. Now, there are some research papers, some recent survey. They are claiming that Sahu to 2015. Hello, hello. Please.
Sir, please continue. He is muted now. Tanmay sir? Tanmay sir? Tanmay sir? Please unmute yourself, sir. Unmute yourself, sir.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Don't know ऐसे ये कैसे हो गया. So, what I am talking that in 2019, a report was published in Indian Journal of Dairy Science, and they claim that 100% of milk that was sold in Hyderabad market that was adulterated with water. Now, what type of adulterants in milk? Like cheaper fluids, proper modifying agent, and preservative. So, think is that this two and three, like this property modifying agent and preservative, these are main culprit, and they directly affects your health. Now, cheaper fluids like use the water, most of the hormone. Also, they use to whey, the skim milk, synthetic milk. And synthetic milk is also a very, you can say that a very tough to detect. Also, especially those people in a chai wala, they if they use the synthetic milk in their chai or their other milk item, it is very tough to detect. So another thing is property modified is like fat and SNF, like these types of adulterants, like cheaper vegetable oil. Also, urea. This can directly change the substituents that are found in milk can be changed. Uh, Also, we can taste about that synthetic milk. What is the synthetic milk? Actually, the synthetic milk is as you can say it is just similar to the real milk, but the taste is bitter because most of the cases instead of milk use different type of fat, synthetic oil, different type of vegetable oil, even in animal body fat, also generally white, but in case of milk it is you can say the whiteness is not, if it is cow milk, little bit yellowish in nature. Thing is that because most of the cases when the preparing synthetic milk they use different type of colors like white color, all these things. So also the soapy texture, most of the cases the synthetic milk, but now these days there are lots of chemical modification are occurring. Thing is that's why this is soapy texture, because if you want to emulsify different types of oils in water, so you have to make the emulsion and you have to use the different type of either detergent or soap. Therefore synthetic milk is little bit in soapy texture. So, if you go for the visual synthetic milk, for the visual experience, you find that it is just like the real milk. And if someone adulterating 100 liter of synthetic milk, 1,000 liter of genuine milk, it is very tough to detect. So not only milk, after milk, it has been reported the most targeted thing is ghee. And now these days, after this Tirupati scam, people are very much conscious about ghee. Now, which types of adulterants generally used in ghee? Like animal body fats, it's a vegetable oils, hydrogenated oils, different type of interestified fats, mineral and oils, and different types of designer oil. And you'll find after milk all over the country that there are lots of rackets are going on. They are adulterating the milk, and even Punjab, Haryana, UP, this even in South Indian states, they all are affected by these types of adulterated ghee. Not only this, like paneer, khoa, or different types of sweets that are you sold in the markets, that are also adulterated with starch, vegetable oil, detergent, mixture, cellulose, potato, urea, and many more types. We don't know their name. Now, thing is that there are lots of news, mainly in printed media, that nakli doodh se paneer. It's and a few days back there was a claim even by FSSI that paneer is the after milk paneer is the most adulterated item in the food products, and most of the hotels and dhaba, they don't use original paneer. They used only the adulterated or nakli paneer. So these are obviously a high alarming thing. Some research paper in different, I have already told you in a different good impactful journal, and they claim that not this problem of adulteration is not very much new. It has a long history. That in 2009 the case of adulteration they are claiming, in 2014, even in 2025 we are claiming that there are lots of problems, because there are technology, there are lots of legislation, but still we are not able to combat against these types of you can say crime, food crime. So what are the main effect of adulteration? That uh, if we can say that milk has a very white face, like it contains different bioactive compounds, bioactive peptides, different probiotic cultures, different minerals like vitamin E or different types of good vitamins. But when this is adulterated or contaminated item, they can occur in after consuming a long time. It happens to cancer, ulcer, or tumor. So now, if we see, I have already told you that if we see some history of milk adulteration and that directed death, we will not find any item we will not find in our country. But there are lots of news we can search in Google, that after consuming that adulterated milk in the swill milk scandal almost 1815 on almost 200 years back. So these types of death occurred. Even in 2008, I have already told you the Chinese scandal for the melamine adulteration, and a lots of people been died due to kidney failure, or mainly the children under the age or toddler. So another claim that came in 2019-20, that this Mohan Singh Aluwalia, that if we are taking that milk, 87% of citizens of milk in India will suffer from cancer by the year 2025. And after that in 2019, that CEO of FSSI dismissed this claim that it is this not these types of things happened. So what are the health effects? We have already told you that if we are using water, or this is adulterated with water, could be happen the stomach disorder in elders, also serious health hazard. If starch, it directly affect, not very directly affect any cancer or big disease, but if you are taking regularly these types of starch, it can happen the colon imbalance. Also, urea, it is one of the culprit and readily used adulterated thing, because our country, most of the people, those people have livestock. They have also they are also farmers. So urea is a very common, and they usually use this urea to increase the SNF. So if you are taking the ICMR report, that urea adulterated milk has carcinogenic effect. If melamine, I have already told you, it is a very dangerous thing. That is the direct renal failure and bladder cancer. Especially these types of renal melamine, not directly used in the fluid milk, but these are those milk, that dried milk and milk powder. These types of adulteration could be happen. Also detergent, because detergent is very common, because if you want to increase the fat percent, if you want to add the fat or any type of vegetable oil or detergent, vegetable oil or any type of foreign fat in milk or dairy product, you have to make it that you make it emulsify. So detergent has two side effects. It will act as emulsifier. Also, if there are the acidity has been increased, it will also decrease the detergent, also decrease the acidity. So if detergent containing milk you are consuming, there are lots of problems like blood pH will be changed, and so cancer could be happening. Now, what are the detection method? You know that there are lots of common detection method. Like if you are using neutralizer, it can be detected by rosalic acid test, but starch, that could be affected by iodine test. If DMAB, it really directly DMAB test. Urea could be detected by DMAB test, and these are very easy test, and even anyone can perform. Think is that also mixed meal, that is Hansa test, but this kit is now these days not very much available. But think is that and these are very common test, and usually don't require any trained manpower, and easily affordable. Not only NDDP, but there are lots of company now these days, these types of kit they are selling. But think is that most of the cases, these are slow and time consuming as well as laborious if you want to survey in the market. So these types of kit cannot perform well. Also, these types of inter-adulterant or interface performance not so much good. Also, low sensitivity. If you are using urea, because and urea in the cow milk is higher, sometimes in normal milk, these types of DMAP test goes for the false positive result. So this could be happen. Also, the poor repeatability and reproducibility. Reproducibility is also a very big question in the, especially in the field condition. Now, so therefore, people are now these days, they are using different type of sophisticated instrument like chromatography test, like GC, HPLC, UPLC, affinity chromatography. And now these days, people are using GC, the gas chromatography, and now they are using the S value of triglyceride analysis, and they are able to detect different types of foreign fat. Also in HPLC, they are using different type of vegetable, using this SPLC, different type of vegetable oil. Now, UV spectroscopy, now this is this infrared spectroscopy or FTIR, these types of instrument, these are, you can say, that forensic instrument. These instruments are now these days in big lab they are using to detect different type of adulteration in foods, especially ELISA or RIA. I have already given in our previous slide the Hansa test. The Hansa test basically one type of ELISA test, and they use that cow milk serum to detect the presence of cow milk in the buffalo milk. So these types of tests are now there, but most of the cases now, or not only this single instrument test, but combination of different instruments like GCMS, LCMS, mass spectroscopy, these types of hypertensive techniques are usually used. Also, I've already told you that now these days infrared or FTIR is one of the revolutionary, you can say, introduction of that food for instrument in the food forensic lab. But think is that the country like India, these are big question because it need a huge investment. Okay. Also, that most of the cases after few days, the most of the instrument get you cannot that this is not upgraded by the software, so you need different type of software. So those smaller, because most of the cases our dairy industry is governed by unorganized sector as well as smaller dairy people, so they are not able to perform these types of tests. Also, now, you know that most of the cases very recently, not very recently, in 2023, that FSSI changed the different types of criteria or different physico-chemical, or you can see the standards of ghee, and they have included a one HPLC based test and another is fatty acid analysis. Now, most of the cases, they the small dairy or small vendors, they are not able to perform these types of tests, and they are sending these types of their sample to different foreign lab, or I mean to say this outside lab, and might be their results are many times they are very challengeable as well as questionable things. Now, when we are going for the introduction of new methods for the application, every even or different type of protocols for detection of adulteration, there are lots of questions we face, that whether this milk are you can use in the RMRD or even pasteurized or boiled, sterilized things, because most of the cases we believe in highly sophisticated instrument, and that would not be used in this RMRD or in the village cooperative area. Also, in our country, the temperature and pH, because most of the cases, in our cases, in Gujarat, even in winter season, the temperature is almost 25. But same thing in UP, in the winter season, it is almost 5 to 6 degrees centigrade, even 10 degrees centigrade. So think is that if you are developing any type of chromogenic test, all these things, but it will affect at that particular temperature at that particular area. So now these days it's a very it's a challengeable question, and therefore we have to make the network for the validation of different type of research. Also, most of the, I have already talked to you that when you use different type of highly sophisticated instrument, they use different type of highly very expensive chemical. So that these expensive chemicals, most of the cases for even we are from the government body, it's most of the cases we're not able to purchase, because we have to go through the gem, or we have to go through particular vendors. So that's why at that time it is not available. So that directly affects for your different type of development of the test or your analytical protocol. So what we can recommend that to our consumer, that we should take the milk from the cooperative, and farmers should be educated to avoid that most of the farmers, they don't know what they are using, what the things they are using. They when I was in GCMF, Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, so I used to go different types of area. They use even formalin, but they don't know. They know that yes, after addition of this formalin, the shelf life of our milk will be increased, but their health effect they don't know. So we need a basic or very vast, from basic to very fast this extension education to not only to the consumer but also to the farmer. Also, we have to we have to strict the rules and regulation, or not only or for maintain the quality of our milk and dairy products. So now there are now these days, so there are lots of questions. Now if someone question you that yes, it is adulteration, is it really free, is it normal, natural? So we have to make our consumers so educated that they are able to question to the governing body. Yes, there it is should be, and it's our duty, our extension person, our doctors, our engineers who are working with this food. They have to work to the mass education policy regarding the food and food frauds. So we people from College of Dairy Science usually we work in the quality, and very recently we have published very good papers in high impact factor journal. Basically, I used to work mainly on adulteration, and also we are working on the quality and safety of milk. And my main uh, theme is to upgrade, you can say, the sustainable approach, like natural approach to develop sustainable packaging technology, or you can say those types of technology that cannot harm the or that cannot harm our environment. Also, very recently we have made a publication that is the quality and safety relating to the our umbrella city, and these types of work we usually carried out in our institute. So come to the conclusion. So what I'm trying to say that milk and milk product adulteration is rampant in the country. It is now these days well established. This adulteration not only directly straight to your economy, but directly threatening to the health. Also, we need to develop different type of reliable or rapid tests that would be used in the field level, and we need the mass awareness regarding food quality and safety, and it is very much essential now these days. So this is our college. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Hello, hello.
Hello. Thank you so much, sir. Tanmay, sir.
Huh?
Anyone, if you have any query, you can ask to Tanmay. Sir. I'm unmuting everyone. You are unmuted now. You can ask.